Hi, my name's Susie Hewitt. I'm in Dr. Shelley Stein's speech class at UMUC, and today I'm doing a speech on motorcycle clubs and the patches that they wear. That's the culture and the artifact that we're talking about. Today I have audience members, and I'd like for them to introduce themselves to you.
Okay, this is Amber.
Jason.
Veronica.
And Bill on TV.
And thanks all you guys for coming. I really appreciate that. Now I'm going to go through these patches, these different patches that I found on this website down here. I googled biker patches, and this is the address that these all came from. So the first one here, the patches tell you who, what, how, when, and sometimes why about the person that's wearing them. The other thing is they can wear them on vests, and they sew them on the vest, a leather vest, or they wear these things called cuts, which is a jean jacket. They cut the arms off, and then they make that big enough so they can wear it over their leather jacket in the winter, or just with the vest itself in the summertime so they don't get too hot. Now there's a layout to the back of a motorcycle patch layout of somebody that's in a club. Now, part of the layout is the top rocker, which is the club that they belong to, and then in the middle would be their logo, and then the very bottom is the rocker that tells where they're from, where the club is from. This one says guided by the Holy Spirit. This is obviously a Christian rocker. There's a lot of Christian biker clubs. And there's the American Legion has bikers that are in there. This particular eagle logo is from Post 273 in Madeira Beach, Florida. A lot of times motorcycle clubs will have great big get-togethers. They call them swap meets, where they can swap different little patches and different things. And then they ride together and play games. And at these swap meets, you can see people walking around with all kinds of patches on their jackets. And these just tell where everybody's been. Like the one up here says this is the Bikers Roundup, July 28th through August 3rd in Memphis, Tennessee, and that was in River City. And so if I saw you and you were wearing a Bikers Roundup patch, I could tell you that I was there too, and then you could tell me you were there for the whole time that it was going on. Another thing is, like, people that are in the service show their color bars and where they've fought. And this guy was in Vietnam. It might have been a woman, because there's women bikers now too, and in Vietnam in the Marines. And sometimes somewhere on the vest or the jacket, probably the vest, is some kind of a sticker that tells you about that person's personality. And this guy you don't want to mess with, because whoever's wearing this says caution, does not play well with others. So you got to be careful when you want to play with somebody who's in a motorcycle club. The other thing that's very good is that they kind of sentimental, and you wouldn't think of the typical motorcycle gang member being very sentimental, but they honor their members that have passed on. And this is a memory patch, and it says in memory of Mike Shinger, 1954 to 2008. And under here is where all the, the Google address is, where these images came from. And let's see, I don't know, was there any questions? Anybody had anything else about the patches that you'd like to ask?
What about the pagan patches?
Oh, the pagan patches are, these are different, just a little bit different, because they have a top rocker that says the name of the club, which is the same thing as over here. And then the logo here is the Sakura, the god of fire, and he's sitting on the sun with a sword. So you don't mess with somebody who's sitting on the sun with a sword. It's a little hot topic there. And then underneath there is usually the bottom rocker, which tells where they're from, but the pagans don't display where they're from. And the MC at the bottom means motorcycle club. So if you see MC somewhere connected with a Harley Davidson, or mostly Harley Davidsons, you will know what that stands for.
I have a question.
Okay.
Are women allowed in the pagans?
Could you be on camera, Bill? And ask
Are women allowed in the pagans?
That's okay, yeah, no, women are not allowed in the pagans. And another reason, I wanted to tell you something else too that's very interesting. Patches have kind of changed into stickers that bikers put on their helmets. Because, that's a good question, because they don't have the women as servants as much as they used to. Because the women used to sit around and sew patches on all the time, on all these bikers, vests or cuts. And now that the women are more involved, some of the bikers are getting lazy and they don't want to sew their own patches, so they just put a sticker on their helmet.
Didn't know that.
Interesting. Well, I learned a lot that I didn't know.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Hewitt.
Thanks.
Thank you, Miss Hewitt.
Thank you guys for being here.